Say rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high on shrubs.
So topical, back with another video. I'm Strange Wayne. He is Nate. Today we're doing top 5 Netflix movies. And we're not doing distributing rights, so Uncut Gems will not be on this list. Because they didn't make that shit.
Yeah.
They just bought the rights to it.
Right.
They didn't even buy the rights to put it on Netflix. That shit was in theaters.
That's true.
It is. Let's go to Netflix and nothing but tell us the good people who should subscribe to Something Topical.
Yeah.
How we do our top 5 list.
So he's going to give his 5 and 4. I'll give my 5 and 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. Then we'll trade off number ones. We also have something called the Zemeckis Rule, which just means if we have the same movie on our list, but one of us has it 2 spots or higher, we'll call it Zemeckis, and we won't talk about it until we get to it on their list.
So my number 5 will be, it came down to 2. They came out the same year, 2019. And I was like, man, these are both really good movies, really good dramas.
Right.
However, Scorsese's done better. So I left The Irishman off the list, and I instead went with A Marriage Story.
Marriage Story?
Yes.
Is your number 5?
Number 5.
Zemeckis.
Next, we have number 4, a very recent movie, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I'm not going to lie. I forgot about that when I was making this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, my personal friends of Strange Waynes know Strange Wayne likes black bottoms. This is not one I would like to see, though, because I'd rather have the movie, you know what I'm saying? But it's a very good movie.
It is a good movie.
Very deep. It's very complex. It has these levels and these metaphors and symbolism inside the film that I wasn't really expecting. I thought it was going to be more like a Ray. You see Ray?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more like Ray. But it wasn't. It all took place in the same day. It had so many curveballs thrown in there. And you can either go 2 ways in life, basically. You know, you can be young, stupid, and think you know it all. You can listen to the veterans who've been there before. And they're still kind of bitter. And they have a right to be. Not bitter. I guess kind of bitter. But they know their worth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lessons in this movie. And I loved every single one of them. The performances were off the charts.
Incredible.
My number 5, it was tough. I also was between this and The Irishman. So The Irishman is my number 6, would have been.
Same.
So I went with, and definitely not the most popular choice. I don't care. I went with I'm Thinking of Ending Things. I
Can't get through it.
Dude, I love that movie. And it's because we've talked about it before. We've talked about this when we... the time I remember us talking about this specifically the most was when we went to see Sicario 2 together. And which not nearly as good as the first one, still a decent movie, but we probably spent 2 hours in the parking lot afterwards talking about it because it literally which is, we do that for a lot of movies, but what we specifically talked about was just like how much we love movies that when you walk out of the theater, you literally have to sit there and process what happened, right? And that's why I love this movie so much, is because there's so much. This is a movie that you can study. There's so much to dissect in this, to try to piece together what the message is. What is he trying to say? It's very cryptic. It's very artistic. It's extremely abstract, and those are all things that I love a lot. And I really love what I ultimately pieced together as the message of this movie. So I really enjoyed it and thought it was very good, and I'm happy that it exists. My number 4, I made it my number 4. If I remember Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, it probably would have pushed I'm Thinking of Ending Things off. It probably would have been my number 5. My number 4, it might have a little bit of recency bias. We'll see. But it's going to be White Tiger. The White Tiger, I think. And because it just came out, so obviously a lot to go off of there. I thought this movie was very good. It is, it's like 1 part Parasite, 1 part Nightcrawler. And you when you watch it,
you made me even more excited.
Yeah, when you watch it, you'll pick up on the themes that I'm talking about. It's incredibly well made. Excuse me. It's incredibly well made. And nice. So I love movies that are about like going against unfair establishments and like systemic classism, racism, pretty much any of the bad isms. Any movie that is about pushing against that. This movie is incredibly obviously against that. Like there's no like hidden things you have to push through to figure that out. It's pretty overt. But I thought the performances were excellent. It's got a couple twists in it that I did not see coming. One of them I did because it was in the trailer. Another one that comes, had no idea that was going to happen. And so watching this guy go from literally like the very bottom of his society to where he ends up in the end of the film and how he gets there, it's an incredible story. He's not a good person, but it does a great job of showing why it is so dangerous to like put people, like back people into a corner and make them feel like they have no other option. Like putting a tiger in a cage. So very good.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch that. I didn't really. It was on my list to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't prioritize it because I work. I work a lot. I make YouTube videos. I have a money laundering job because you gotta look correct. I also have the job that makes me have to launder money, and also drive Uber. I like the conversations, but I'm gonna have to make time to watch The White Tiger for sure. Because as soon as you said Parasite and Nightcrawler, I was like, all right, two very good movies I enjoy very much. My number 3 is obviously a movie I enjoy very much because it's on my list of top 5 Netflix movies. It is Hush. Have you seen this movie?
I have not. No.
Very early Netflix movie. Came out like 2016 maybe. It's a thriller. And one of the first real big like noticeable like movies are heading in this direction. We're telling stories of people that are different. They're all white people, but they're different white people.
And what the fuck that mean?
She's deaf. The serial killer, not serial, I guess it's serial, I don't know what it is. The killer, goes into the house and he's confused. It's just like, he realizes she's deaf. Him being a sick fuck already, he's like, I'm gonna have fun with this. But because people are humans and human instinct is survival, she's not, just because she's deaf, she isn't going to go down with that fight.
Yeah.
And you have this really good cat and mouse. Damn.
Oh, that could have been on your cat and mouse list.
It could have made my cat and mouse list. Eye in the corner top 5. We did that last week. Damn, think about that. You have this really good cat and mouse like thriller because it's like if she leaves as the mouse, if she comes out the little mouse Tom and Jerry door wall hole, he's out there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And you just had this very intense. She's set back from being deaf, so you see this struggle fight, and it just puts you even more on her side. And it's one of the best. It's hard to say. There's so many good thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tone it down. With easily one of the best thrillers of the 2010s, without a doubt, I'll say. So it had to make my list as my number 3. My number 2 is also one of the best romantic comedies of all time. I'll say all time because I really love this movie. Always Be My Maybe.
Oh, okay.
You have this, right? It came a year after, I think it was, 2018, 2019. I don't really remember. But a year after Crazy Rich Asians, another Asian American couple romantic comedy story. And I fucking loved it because he had all these dreams and they didn't really pan out. And he's just like, he's scared, he's hurt, and he's just floating through life. She is this big time chef, and you have this this money difference in a relationship, which is like, all right, that's new, that's fresh,
right?
And obviously, so the Asian cultural thing was just how they were raised and the mindset, which is very smart. Because it's it's true, I know a couple Asian people, and parents very strict. His parents more recognized that they didn't really care as much. So you have this different background too, and just all these combination of things that we've seen in other, I would say tropes, all these other tropes within romantic comedies added into all this freshness that some of the Asian culture might have thrown in there, or just freshness to movies in general, or this genre of movies in general. And it's just like, you've compacted a very good movie, and it's funny. It's very funny. The romance is there. It's a comedy, romantic comedy, hence the term, and they exceed on both levels tremendously. And personally, I think it's one of the best films Netflix has ever done.
Wow.
I wish it was on Blu-ray. I'll buy the Blu-ray. Hopefully it'll come in the steelbook, but it probably wouldn't. But if it did, I'll buy the steelbook. If it came out in 4K, that's how much I love this movie. I would spend the extra money, is what I'm trying to say, to get on 4K. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't seen it.
I have not.
You need to go watch this thing.
I might.
Watch it on Valentine's Day. With Miss Darby.
Well, it is coming up, so she's seen it. I know that.
Well, at least one of you is smart in the relationship.
Well, that's true. She's very smart. That was your number 2.
That is my number 2.
Okay, so my number 3 is probably Zemeckis. If I had to guess, it's going to be Trial of the Chicago 7.
Your number 3?
Yeah.
Zemeckis.
Yeah. All right. So my number 2 is going to be a documentary, and it's going to be 13th. Ava DuVernay's documentary about the 13th Amendment and how we're still feeling the effects of that. So basically, it's a documentary about systemic racism. And I've watched it probably 3 times now. I think this is the most important thing that Netflix has made. I think that this should be what we're watching. Like, high schoolers need to be shown this. Like, we don't need to watch Remember the Titans for the umpteenth time.
I mean...
Or John Q.
You
or
probably should watch this, like, in 5th grade, you know?
Well, it's like...
Is it that complex? I've never seen it.
I don't know if complex is the right word. Like the language and like the diction and like eloquence of the speaking might be like a little over a 5th grader's head, but they would still pick up things from it. So, and when I don't mean language as in like bad language. Like, it's very professional, very well made, incredibly insightful as an upper middle class white dude. This was incredibly eye-opening. It allowed me so much to empathize with what I've heard people try to explain to me almost my entire life. And obviously that conversation is just growing and growing and snowballing and snowballing. And I think it's really important that people of every color learn like our country's history as it pertains to how our legal system has affected minority groups. And it was just like, it really is like, this is, to me, at least to me personally, this is a life-changing documentary. And I always appreciate it for that. And I legitimately, like, this should be like a required watch, in my opinion.
Well spoken, sir.
My number 1 is a Zemeckis from earlier, and it is the Trial of Chicago 7. And usually, like, I don't know if you're surprised by this, usually if a movie came out so recently, I secure it to that 5 and 4 spot.
Yeah.
Because recency bias.
Yeah.
3 years from now, will I change my list? Maybe, maybe not. You know, more times out of not, you know, it's like maybe a 3. Mm-hmm. It may bump up to a 3. This movie, as soon as I watched it, I knew how much I loved it. The passion I had for this movie, the investment I had for this movie. Aaron Sorkin is an incredible filmmaker, because he's more than a writer now.
Yeah.
Is off the charts incredible. The acting in it is off the charts incredible. There's nothing wrong in this movie. I haven't been this invested in a film since like when I watched Ex Machina. You know what I'm saying? That's a thriller. You know, this is a court drama.
Yeah.
That has a message. It has, well, like, surprisingly enough, it has a lot of laughter in it.
Yeah, that's true.
It has a lot of drama. It has a little bit of romance in it. Mm-hmm. With, like, the relationships and whatnot. It has so much in this movie that it blows past a court drama.
Yeah.
Like, this movie's so good. It works on every level possible. It's one of the best. I think it's the best movie Netflix has ever made. personally, obviously you disagreed because it was your number 3.
Makes sense.
The importance of the message, the importance of good filmmaking, the entertainment value is all there, and it's rewatchable. To me, it has a couple lines that I can see that people who love the movie will quote it, because Sacha Baron Cohen's in it, and he's a fucking madman in it, and I love it. Well, that's not correctly said.
No,
he's more than that.
He's like controlled chaos. Like he's
he's amazing in the film, just like Borat, controlled chaos. This movie's so good. If I had to make 5, if we ever do it, I don't know when the time we would do it, 10 greatest movies of all time, Trial of Chicago 7 will be on that list.
Oh, really? Wow.
I love that movie. Also, it was my number 3. I agree with most of everything that you just said. I've said it before, so I'm not gonna like beat it into the ground. It makes me sad that this happened so long ago in the past, and this is a story that's just now really getting told to like a big audience. That is sad to me, because I think it's an incredible story. I'm so glad that it did get told. I'll defend Sorkin with you till the day I die. That man is incredible to me. And yeah, just like I love stories about people who have real convictions, and when they're put to the test, they hold to them. You know, there is no backing down from what we feel is right, because now we might get in trouble for it. And I think that's a really rare quality. A lot of people will tell you, oh, I feel a certain way about something, but then when the pressure's on, they choose to not take action out of like fear. And, self-preservation's a real thing. I mean, I'm not, saying those people can go burn in hell. I understand fear is real, but like, I love stories like this about people who are, this shit isn't right. And I'm going to do something about it. Regardless, no matter what the consequences are, I'm like, it bothers me so much that this isn't right that I'm going to do something about it. And I will take stories about that all day.
All day and tomorrow, son.
Right. All right, so my number 1 was big old Zemeckis, because it was your number 5. And it's Marriage Story. It kind of comes down to some of that same thing, in that I just really love just complete honesty. And don't get me wrong, I love films with we'll call it what it is. I love films with unrealistic relationships, I love rom-coms. I love The Princess Bride. I love those. But what I also love, and have been super appreciative that we've been getting more, is these really, really honest films about what being in love with someone else is actually like sometimes. Because that shit can be hard. Unfortunately for these characters, they waited too late to recognize it and decide they wanted to do something about it. But it is incredibly honest. The conversations that they have in this movie are it's obviously they dramatize it up a little bit, because real life isn't that constantly exciting. So it's in the film, we just get to see the bits that would have been. But everything that happens in this movie could easily be something that happens in real life.
Ease. The greatest of ease.
That's right.
So, unlike a lot of other people, this film didn't scare me away from marriage. It just actually affirmed me even more the importance of being a good partner and paying attention to what the person you're with dreams in life are. You can't it's not just about you. It's never just going to be about you. Whether you're with someone or not, life isn't just about you. And so I think it's an incredibly important reminder. I think the reason that this is my number 1 is that there is so much to learn from this movie, in that I think we live in at least in America now, where how an individual defines their sexuality has become a massive part, if not the key part, of your identity. And I think that's really unhealthy, and I don't agree with it. And part of combating that is by learning to not be a selfish person. And both the people in this film have incredibly selfish moments. So I think it's really important that we watch things like this and then learn from it about how to just be better to other people in general, specifically the person that you're making an earnest attempt to spend the rest of your life with. And that's why it's my number 1.
It was my number 5. I agree with everything you said. The impact of this film is extraordinary, however you want to view it. Some people will say there, I watched it and I want to get married. Like me, I didn't want to get married beforehand, though. But it definitely has lessons in it for, like, relationships, not just marriage, just relationships in general.
Yeah.
Relationships with you and I, even. Mm-hmm. And, like, it just goes so much further beyond that. Like I said 30 seconds ago, I agree with everything you said. However, the reason why it's my number 5 and not my number 1 like it was yours, we watch movies for different reasons. I watch movies for watchability, quotability, relatability. None of those apply to this film. I'll watch this film 10 years from now and it's going to hit me like it did before. And it's going to be a good reminder of how I need to value relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to watch this like I watched Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, Django Unchained, mid-90s, Trial of Chicago 7. Always be my maybe. I'm not going to rewatch this film on a regular bi-yearly? Yeah,
Biannually.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? Stocks and shit? Is this a goddamn supermarket, motherfucker? I'm not going to watch this movie on the reg. So that's the reason that it has the difference between you and I. But it's amazing. You should watch it. Tell us down below in the comment section what's your top 5 favorite Netflix films. McMurray probably won't be on the list because look at our Rotten Tomatoes score reaction.
Oof.
Exactly.
What a bummer.
Yeah, what a damn shame. I saw that score and you ever seen Good Times?
With old Robert Pattinson? Or is that just Good Time?
Good? That's Good Time.
Oh, the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida Evans. I saw the score and my mind just went to that scene where she finds out her husband is dead. She's like, damn. Because I really wanted to love that movie. And obviously, it's not super great.
Damn!
Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video. And subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich